Hey tubes, this is a lawnmower I just received in a trade when I sold the Craftsman My Stride. Gave some credit towards the purchase. He was just happy he got something better. It had self-propelled because he had a hill. This mower does run. I pulled the cord and it ran. He said he had just had it serviced, which I find that a little hard to believe, but it does have a new spark plug and looks like it has a new primer bulb. And it looks like it has a new pull cord, because I think that's what he said he had it in for, just a pull cord. But when this runs, it sounds like it may have a broken flywheel key. Let me, or a partially sheared key. Let me show you. Third hand in place up there. Let me. This is a new primer bulb they got in here. A little bit. That sounds like a partial flywheel key. Let's take a look at the blade. Remember to turn it over, carburetor side up. That blade looks okay, needs sharpening. But I'm gonna power wash this. That'll be the next thing I do. And he said he lost the pin for the cover here. I think I have one. If not, I can rig something up. Now, and I was cleaning this, power washing it off. I got the flipping it over, and do you see what I see? That blade's on there, kind of funky. So I'm gonna take it off and put it back on. Maybe that's probably because whoever. They hit something and moved it, which is in line with the way it sounds like it runs. I got the blade off. This is a universal blade, so while I have it off, I might as well go sharpen it. This is that blade. I've sharpened it and balanced it with my angle grinder. And since this is a universal, it comes with these keyed washers. What you do is this washer goes in and it fits in like that, and then you put it on in there like so, like this. See if that makes this run a little bit better, that the blade's on the right. Already primed it. Well, it doesn't shake as much, but it doesn't run better. That's going to be a broken flywheel key, I think. I have to take that flywheel off and go put a new flywheel key in. You heard how this ran, so that typically means a flywheel key. Plus, with the way that blade was off, probably hit something and moved the blade. So let's start taking this cover off.
And get into it. I'm not going to show you taking screw out.
This guy was lying to me about it being serviced. How bad this air filter is. Actually, it's pretty good. I don't think he was lying on it for me. This looks pretty good. Just shake it out, and I'll just reuse that. So, let's go take this off and then take the shroud off. This is 5/16 bolt to get the gas tank off. Then we've got some 3/8 bolts, 2 in the front, 2 in the back.
Someone with a grill on it. Now, pull off the back. And just push that gas tank back. can get in. And shut off. Gotta take it down.
This filler stick off. Another 5/16 bolt. And then take this and just push it aside like that. Let me switch you over to this side. Other side. Here. And this just pops off. Now we gotta go see if we got a broken flywheel key. And to do that, I gotta get that bolt off. And to do that, I need a 15/16 socket, and I need a breaker bar to get that off. Yeah, I've got a block of wood blocking the blade, and I gotta try to get this nut off. There we go. Oh yeah, broken flywheel key. Let me show you. I'm surprised this thing actually ran. Okay, you see here? That's where the slot where the key is supposed to be. Here is where the key is. It's moved from here. That means this flywheel's got to come off, and I got to put a new one in. Now the problem is to get the flywheel off. To do that, first have to take the switch, put the dead man switch back, brake cable, whatever, and then disconnect the spark plug, and that looks like a brand new spark plug. And I know some of you may see this as this isn't the wrong way to do it, but this is the way I've always done it, and I don't have a flywheel puller, so I've got a pry bar and a hammer with a brass head. The idea is I got to get under here, push pressure up, and then at the same time tap this, but I put the old bolt on it just to the very top so I don't mushroom the shaft. You don't want to do this, hit it too hard, because that can be really bad. So let's hope this works. Trying to find a good place for it. Where's the wood? There's the block of wood. So I can try to get this underneath the area where there's a lot of more metal, like right there. Gonna pull. No. See the best way to do this. Yeah. Did that come off? No. Now, while I was doing that, I did have eye protection on. You don't want to do that without it. Here's your flywheel. Now you want to inspect the keyway, and yeah, it did boogered up a little bit. You see there, but it should be okay to accept a new key. And let's go grab the old key. Here's one part of it. And I got to get the screwdriver and get the rest. Here's another piece of it, split into 3 pieces, I think. Here's the other piece. Man, he must have hit something really hard to do this. So there's the other piece. So it's split into 3 pieces. Let me go get the new key. I bought these key 10-pack a while back, and I also, every time I scrap a mower, I take it out, because this really helps a lot. So I'm gonna just take one of these out and put it in. This, yeah. So these don't cost that much. These aren't Briggs. They're aftermarket, but they'll work. Put the flywheel on. You take that groove, you line it with this groove here on the shaft, and let's see about getting it on there. Try to line it up yourself. Okay, then let's stick the key in. Gotta take my gloves off to do this. There. So, got it lined up, so let's push the key down. Key's in place. Now I put the starter cup back on, tightened up. Let's see where, let's then put everything back together and see how it is. While I have this off, I'll probably take a look at the carburetor. I'm going to try out my new impact to tighten this in. This impact isn't a very high-powered one. Maybe, no, it's more in line with a 12-volt impact. Okay. Now let's see how it is with the how it feels with the yeah, that's good. So let's put this all back together. I won't bore you with that. If I find anything in the carburetor, I'll jump in. I'm now taking off the air box. Wait, let me get this block of wood out. So let's see what we got here. Well, the other than dirty, it looks good. It's got the gasket. So let's see. Trying to zoom in there. Peel lines off, and now I gotta just take that off. Oops. Got a little gas leakage. So now we're gonna go look in here and see if there's anything wrong. If not, no, I'll just put it back. Open up the bowl. It's a 1/2-inch bolt. So it wasn't too hard. I mean, someone's probably been in here recently. This bolt is not just to hold it on, it's also the main jet. And the main jet is clear. I don't know if you can see there. That's the main jet. It's clear. Usually that's where these things go. That's up at. And the bowl's clear. So although it needs a rebuild, you see how that's pushed up? It shouldn't be that way. So let me go get my rebuild seat. Just needs a new seat. I've got these seats. There's just the seat. Is what it needs to be replaced. I bought like a 10-pack off of Amazon. They're pretty cheap. Maybe come out to like 50 cents each. So to get the old one out, the seat is down in that hole there, right there. I'm going to use the drywall screw method, where I'm going to put this in there and screw it in, pull it out. It destroys the seat, but you don't care. You're replacing it. So and there it is. Now go clean out that hole there with carb spray to get any residual of the seat that's in there. Now that I've got the seat out, now I got to put in a new seat. I've got a mini pick here. The seat's in there, on there, and on this side, if you can see that, there's a groove there. That part goes down into the carburetor first. So like that, and then you use something, maybe a bolt machine screw, or I have an Allen wrench here, something that barely fits into that hole to push it down, to push the seat down into its place. And now it's installed. You need to look down in it and make sure it's in there. You probably won't be able to see it. It's too dark. You might see it there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I cleaned it a little bit inside the bowl. Now I'm gonna go reassemble the carburetor. This is one of the easiest carburetors to reassemble. So take the needle, don't want to drop that. Take the needle, get it hanging like that. Then you gradually, oh, it fell out. Anyway, gradually put it in there like that, and then we stick the hinge pin in like that, and you see the difference, how this is it's not pushed up like that. You want it flat like that. Again, you just put the linkage on, kind of let it hang there while you get your bolts and your socket. And let's see, kind of just hold it up with one hand. Now you got to make sure the O-ring stays up there. There's that O-ring that's right there. Just get the bolts started while you can get the other one, get them both in there. Okay, I know that wasn't tight enough, so I'm gonna just torque it down with a, there we go. Now, we need to reattach the fuel line. Had to get some better pliers. There. Go. Reattach the breather. Now we're just going to put the airbox on, but I'm going to clean this off first. Put the airbox back on. And
make sure the breather's on, and we put back the bolts. These are 5/16, where's my socket though? Yeah, there they are. But you don't want to use a drill on this, or impact, because you do not want to deform the plastic, so best to use hand tools on this part. Taking it off is a problem. Just need to put back everything off. Just clean that off. Put this cover back on.
see how it goes. Needs more gas. Ain't got no gas. I'm an idiot. I didn't put back the spark plug. So that runs a lot better now. What I did here is when I took this and bent it and pulled it that way, it speeds it up. If I need to slow it down, I bend it that way. So looks like another one fixed. Tubes. Let's be the final look at this one. I just got to change the oil in it. It's black. So this was the trade-in. It had a broken flywheel key. The carburetor, although it still was running, I went ahead and rebuilt it because it didn't look good. I sharpened the blade, and this part here had broke off. He went ahead and gave it to me along with the discharge, but I'm not going to use the discharge. The pin that I have for it doesn't fit this, so I just put it on with some. Let's see if you can see it in there. There's some bolts and lock nuts on it, but to keep it from moving up, I drilled a hole here and put in a bolt here with this wing nut, so that if you wanted to open it, you could. but you know, leave it like that. So that's, you know, my redneck way of getting it to stay down, because it's not going to come up. So this will be the final look at this one. I'm just going to change the oil in it, and I'll give it a little spit shine after I test it. So it's primer style. When I got it, he had said it had been serviced. It looks like it's got a new pull cord, it's got a new primer bulb, it's got a new spark plug, and it's got a new air filter. Well, that was fun. Next time, 2 weeks later. Here we are at the end. I've changed the oil, using 10W30 and oil stabilizer. I've shined it up. As you know, so you can tell it looks a lot better. So just gonna go ahead and do the once around and give it a start. Next time.